Hey everyone, my name's Holly. I've been sharing some of my story. My wish is to bring hope for others who are going through some shit, who've been through some shit, and who maybe need to feel like they've connected with someone who's gone through the same things that they are now going through or they have been through. If you like my video, subscribe, share it with a friend who may need to hear it. I would really appreciate it. It's just an energetic exchange. You don't need to send money. Just a vote of appreciation for what I'm sharing, and maybe you feel a bit of my story. So this video, I'm going to talk about a relationship that I chose to have in my life that turned my whole world upside down. It was 5 years ago. This man came into my life. I was just loving life. And we'd known each other for a few years. We were friends. We'd known each other, and he finally left his toxic marriage. Well, I had just purchased my first property, and that was my retirement plan. My retirement plan was to gut this property, turn it back into a duplex, live in one half, and rent the other half out. Well, doesn't he come along and me with my kind, generous heart feel like I need to make space for him and his daughter? His ex was caught drinking and driving and lost her license, and she was already a closet drunk. She thought that nobody knew, although everybody knew. She had her vodka all the time. So here I get caught up in the middle because this was an ancient soulmate of mine. We did have a soul contract together. So this place was a small place where we were. So in order for me to make space, don't I think it necessary to purchase another property? Which led me to losing my real estate license. Which led me to him leaving because I hit all of his triggers, because certain things that I did, he felt that I was a reflection of his wife. Even though it was just his unhealed wounding that he chose not to heal. So we 6 months of being together, he started saying these things. It was 6 months of great things, and then he started saying some pretty shitty things to me. And then he was gonna go away on a trip. Didn't invite me. Well, my child was gonna be gone away for a month anyway, so I'm like, well, I wanna go somewhere. So I decided to go to Africa. And I decided, well, if I'm gonna go on a trip, why not volunteer? I was like, that's perfect. So I helped to build a school. Well, he broke up with me before I even went on the trip, which made no sense to me. He told me, well, I just don't think that we're anything alike. We were perfect together. Everything about it was perfect for what you'd want, other than him talking shit when I'd hit his triggers. Although I thought we can work through that. We can help each other heal. That's what you do in a relationship, is you help each other and you grow together, and that helps to heal some of your past wounding. So anyways, that was a weight off my shoulders anyways, because then I wasn't sitting there tiptoeing around wondering what he's going to think about anything that I chose to do there. And I come back, and maybe 2 months later, we reconciled and got back together, and it just didn't feel right at that time. He still hadn't healed and was then holding resentment to me, and I could feel all of the energetic exchange. Well, his ex moved out of town, so we had his daughter like all the time. She abandoned her daughter. And it wasn't until recent until I started to think what else she did. Between her probably thinking that I stole her husband, even though they hadn't been in a good place for years, and they had an open relationship, so you're already not loyal to each other. He chose to leave. I came after the fact. So her resentment towards me, his resentment towards me, I ended up having to sell my duplex just to give him some money back. He never once helped in the past few years, and I've struggled on my own, and I'm at the point where I can't even pay my mortgage, have to sell the property. I lost potential of $300,000 in commission the past 2 years from not having my real estate license. I got my broker's license because I was opening up my own brokerage. And I just didn't want the hassle of fighting it in court because all of the accusations were false. I had a defamation of character, libel, and slander against me. And I couldn't be bothered with the stress of fighting it. Because I'm good at whatever I do, so I can do something else and not have the hassle of tying up my time and my child's time. I don't want to have any added stress on any of us. So I walked away, and here I am now, Judgment Day, with all the truth coming out of how mistreated I've been and how much has been talked shit about me over the years. He also had contact with my child's father, who lied to me since the day I met him. And that's all coming out. Told everyone I was a one-night stand. Meanwhile, he told me that he was separated for 2 years, and I just talked to his ex-wife and he was still fucking married. No wonder he abandoned me when I was pregnant. Literally raising a child on my own, still trying to keep him somewhat happy by welcoming him into our lives. It's funny how much shit I've done for everybody and they still talk shit about me. When you are who you are and you are real, people can't handle it because it brings out their shadows. I'm a shadow worker. I highlight their shadows. They're given an option on whether they will choose to heal and get to know their shadow side, or whether they're going to continue with the mask on their face, acting in this crazy fucked up reality that we've been living in. And because judgment is raining down on all, Archangel Gabriel blew the horns. And people are trying to run from their karma. I've paid out my karma. I have been through hell several times. I've paid my karma. You have to pay yours. Or guess what happens? It's not a game. This is God's plan. You pay your karma, or karma comes after you, hardcore. Your children, your parents. If you still don't get it, I hope you're listening. Mwah! Blessings to you all, even if you've done some fucked up shit to me. God's got me.